Hello everyone, my name is Richard. Welcome to week 1. For those of you who are not aware, I'm doing a 52-week challenge. In the year of 2019, I will be putting out 52 videos, 1 video a week. But we can't just put whatever we want out to the ether, we have to have a point. So today's point, we're going to cut to the chase on. You, watching the video, you should play tabletop role-playing games. You might be asking why. You might be saying, well, that's for nerds. That's not for me. Hear me out. Here's why you should play tabletop role-playing games. The biggest reason is because they're social games. They help you learn social skills, especially if you suck at them. And a lot of people do. When's the last time you had somebody over that didn't know how to interact? Did you invite them back? Probably not. That's the point. These games provide a safe space where people can learn to interact. And they do so under the guise of some elves fighting goblins, or whatever else the quest might be. This is Dungeons & Dragons. This is the industry standard for a reason. That reason is it's popular. It's easy to get into Dungeons & Dragons. You just have to have player's handbook, some dice, and someone else willing to run the game. The guy running the game should probably have Dungeon Master's Guide and Monster Manual, like I do. I run the game for my friends. We have a good time. But it's mostly a social experience. We're just together. We're telling a story. And that story is about adventurers going on, well, adventures. It allows you to have that escape fantasy that so many people crave without really endangering your lives. And that's kind of the sell. Now, you don't have to play Dungeons & Dragons if you don't want to. I do recommend that if you are not very good at basic math skills, probably hone up on your math skills, because this game will require you to add numbers together repeatedly. It's kind of the mechanic. That being said, there are other tabletop role-playing games out there, like Fate. It doesn't require any math, just requires you to roll a couple dice that have a plus sign and a minus sign, and you got to figure out what your overall score is. You know, positive or negative. World of Darkness is one that's very role-play heavy. It's very social heavy. It actually frowns upon combat mechanics because they're kind of clunky. That being said, Dungeons & Dragons also has a clunky combat system, but it's kind of designed so that if you learn how it works, it can go faster. This game's kind of built around combat. That's kind of how that goes, but there's games built around social experiences like Fate and World of Darkness, so I will suggest those if you really, really don't like math and don't want a combat-heavy game. That being said, you can kind of tool any game into whatever experience you want. It just requires a bit of, well, playing with it. So, why should you play role-playing games? Easy. Because they make you better at dealing with people. Alright, so this was a short video, and I'm not sure how long these are going to be, but the big point of this was to try to figure out my voice. So I have 51 more videos coming out. If you saw this on Facebook, I do recommend you come on to YouTube and probably hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. I'll try to share them on Facebook, but the metrics work out better if you're just on YouTube. Also, there's a comment section down below where you can voice your opinion. Now, I'm just going to say this once. I don't like moderating comments. Please don't make me do it. Just be civil. So if you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike that video, maybe tell me what you didn't like. The comments are down below. The dislike button I'm going to shy away from because I know that what that does is make my video harder to find. That's really all that does. Beyond that, well, 51 videos to go. Feel free to leave your suggestion for what I should cover in the future, because I'm kind of open. Beyond that, though, next week I do have a topic lined up, and we're going to continue with the tabletop role-playing theme. And we're going to talk about, not a specific system yet, but I'll get to it. We're going to talk about the lifeblood to every system, and that is the characters. Because you can't play these games without characters. Anyways, see you guys next week.